Hey guys, I'm here at home, and I figured today we do our vlog a little differently. So why don't you come with me and we'll explore this. I'm not gonna pretend I'm in the greatest shape, but health is definitely important. So today I'm gonna be working out. You should probably work out too. It's good for you. It's good for your head, and so I'm gonna do that real quick. Workout's over. Let's go for a walk to cool down. So, as you can see, I'm trying something a little bit different. Always trying to improve the vlog, improve the way I do things, get used to other aspects of being behind the camera. And sometimes that's being uncomfortable, dealing with people. And people looking at you weird when you're holding a camera to your face. But I digress. Yeah, so the real reason why I wanted to do something a little bit different, because like I said before, getting comfortable and exploring different ways of doing something. When you're doing something every day or every week or so. Whoa, calm down. Ew. We're gonna let that pass. But when you do something every week or so, and it's always the same thing, people get used to it, and you get used to it, and that's not always the best thing. Sometimes you gotta mix things up, and that happens all the time in life. Like you change the types of clothes you wear, you start working out eventually, or stop working out. Things just get different. So this is my way of doing something different, getting hopefully more experience in doing this type of vlogging and this type of video camera work that I'm not comfortable with, and kind of deal with the fact that some people will look at you when you have a camera. Switch hands here. And something that also sucks is that after you work out, your arms are jello. So this is being even much more difficult. So I want to talk about being perfect, or not being perfect, and that's something that I have realized in starting Warehouse 49, is that the further along I get with Warehouse 49, the further along I don't know. I find myself questioning a lot more things than I did when I first started. Of course, when you have a brand idea, you just think that it's easy, right? You know all the answers. And that probably is part of me being young, but I think that's also part of just not knowing that it was going to get this far, or how quickly, or maybe you just don't know all the aspects, and you don't know what you don't know. And so people think like, oh man, owning a gaming center must be awesome. My response, it is awesome, but it's a lot of work, and a lot of people don't think that. I think it's mostly just playing games, and that's your job. My job is to play host, and I think that's what people don't understand when you own a gaming center, is that it's not all games. It's a lot of work, because if you're playing games, you're not getting people into the gaming center, and you're not doing your sole purpose, being the owner or employee of that gaming center, which is to bring people in and to make sure that they feel welcome. So not knowing things is part of that life, and I hate it. It's part of my aspect of my life that I hate not knowing things, and I'm sure you guys are kind of the same way. Some of you at least. Sometimes most people will just they understand that, and they get through it because they know that they're not going to know everything in life, and they work themselves through it, and they're okay with that. And not necessarily me. When I don't know something, I wanna learn it. I wanna get better at it. And only until I try do I then realize, like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. Like, I don't know. Welding, I guess. I haven't tried welding, so I can't say that about welding. But there's plenty of things in my life where I was like, I've done this. I don't want to do it. Accounting. I do accounting because I have to do accounting because I own a business. I don't like to do accounting, and you'll never see me at an accounting firm and behind a desk doing your taxes because I'm terrible at it. And so I realized that, and that's something that I'm okay with because I gave it a shot, and that was it. And so, I mean, if you are feeling that way, just realize that, however way that you come to terms with not knowing something, then go that route. But don't think that you hate something or that you're not good at something until you try it, and then see for yourself the fact that you hate it. Kind of like eating broccoli. No, I'm not the biggest fan of broccoli. Mostly peas. I hate peas. But growing up, my family always made me have a little bit, and because you don't know if you don't like something until you try it. And things like salad, I actually didn't like salad growing up, and then over time, it just happened. I like salad. I don't eat as much as I should be. Anyway, that's rambling. You guys know that I like to ramble sometimes. But I wanted to really say these things just because, I don't know, it builds up, and it's nice to be able to show you guys that I'm human. That I don't have all the answers, and I'm trying my best, That's all you can really ask for. And sometimes, even though sometimes, your best isn't good enough, but that's something that I have to come to face with sometimes. I'm not foreshadowing anything. It's just the further I get in business, the further I know things I don't know, and I fail a lot more. And I think knowing that is half the battle. Knowing that you will fail, and failure is always an option. I learned that through Mythbusters. Thank you. And I'm doing it more often. You guys don't see it because I try to. I become better at failing, I think is a good way to put it, and I try to make that impact on you guys slightly less. Just like I guess the Grey Last Land Party would be a good segue to that. Is that originally the Grey Last Land Party was supposed to be at a bigger space, supposed to be a lot bigger, but I wouldn't call it necessarily failing, but the warehouse just isn't like. The warehouse takes a significant chunk of my money that I have left over, and so I'm not able to afford that expensive upfront of a big space. But you turn it around. You turn that little failure into an opportunity, and our opportunity was creating an event that was a lot more funding, or a lot more charity focused, being that we upped the amount that you need to have raised. We lowered the seats, and this way people who are dedicated to the cause are going to sign up sooner, and they're going to be more excited about it. And so I guess failing softer, I think is a good way to put it. It's like yes, it's a small failure, but you turn it into something that's not terrible. I think I wrote a list because I'm terrible at remembering things. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about getting out of your comfort zone too. I guess that's also why I'm doing this, is that I am very uncomfortable right now. It's not something I don't normally carry around a DSLR with me on my walks, and so and I realize that this is something that I would like to get better at, and so here I am putting myself into that uncomfortable situation, a good uncomfortable. Don't put yourself in a weird uncomfortable situation, and I'm just going for it, going for broke, if you will. And if I get better at it, great. If not, then at least I can say I tried. So I wanted to talk about the state of gaming here in Alaska, and people, because I get the question all the time, like, what are gamers doing? And Where are they? And the answer is that I feel like while gaming was like just this huge popular thing back a few years ago, I feel like due to certain events in the community, like we've all kind of spread out a little bit, and so it's harder to get a hold of these gamers who want to be out there, who want to be social and attend these events. My arms are getting tired. And I think this is a problem that I've been trying to solve for a long time now, is how do we get these gamers back together? How do we get them community orientated? We have those groups who are like the fighting games, right? They're pretty tight knit, but they were tight knit for a long time, and so there wasn't really they never really dissipated. Now that game, the fighting community, has died down a tiny bit, but I feel like they're getting a lot more younger social people who are getting into it and starting to pick up that game, the gaming style. But for PC games and like Fortnite and all these other ones, it's that showing up and being social aspect has been kind of lost up here in Alaska. I think our population has a little bit to do with it, but not a crazy amount. And I feel like certain actions in the past have really spread us out into different groups, into different niches, and Facebook's not making it easy with their algorithms either. And so, like, people are asking me, like, why don't you host these certain events? And it's like, I have, but no one shows up. That's the problem. And right now, like, I have a great opportunity where I've had sponsors in the past say, hey, listen, if you can get 20, 30 people in a room, we'll sponsor you. We'll sponsor the event. We'll put in, $5,000 or something, whatever it may be. But you have to show us that Alaska is ready for it. And I haven't been able to do it. I haven't been able to host those events. I've tried. I think we got close a couple times, but then school started with the Fortnite stuff, and it died down because of school activities. That there's nothing you can do about that. But for other events that I've hosted, Counter-Strike, arguably you could say Counter-Strike is kind of dead here in Alaska, but there's 20, 30 of you who can get together and could play and have a fun time and get some cool sponsored prizes. But it's giving people want a reason to be there other than the social aspect, because you can get that social aspect at home. But I feel like that the mentality needs to change a little bit. We need to go to these events because it's social and you're going to meet people locally, and that will help. That will help things once we change that mentality and realize that, like, yes, let's go to these events and let's support them because they're local events, and it will lead to bigger, better events if we go. And I will also get better at hosting those events, because if no one shows up, you can't host a better event. But if a couple people show up, and just like you need a different format or you need something changed, you can do that. But without any input, it's a no-go. So that's my thoughts. Again, I don't represent everyone in Alaska, of course. I just try to host as much gaming stuff as I can. Another weird look I feel from that guy. And hopefully you guys can prove me wrong. I mean, SenjiCon a couple years ago when I first started helping out, I mean, the League of Legends was just huge there. We had like 10 teams. Even the Counter-Strike. Again, the games die down, but still, you figure like PUBG or something like that. When that first came out, like, we had lots of people playing, and then people were like, "Oh, you should host a tournament." So I hosted little, socials. That's what my socials do. They kind of gauge what's out, what people want to play, whether it be Fortnite social, PUBG socials, Overwatch socials, whatever it is. I try to host free socials so I can get those communities back together, and hopefully we can create tournaments out of those. So, I mean, if you're watching this video and you're getting this far, congratulations, good job, and tell your friends about it. And share it and be there. It's free. Why not, right? And you can show me, you can show your friends, you can show the community that there is people coming out to these, and that we can try to get tournaments going on together. And that's what we need, I think. I feel. So the synopsis of that was get out and game and be social. And we all know that being social online is equivalent, right? Just about. Like, I have a lot of friends online who I've never met, and I've had great times with, and I've learned quite a bit. But if you want local stuff to happen, you have to be local. Great Alaska Land Party. I know I touched a little bit about it. Oh, I'm so tired. I touched a little bit about it a little earlier, but Great Alaska Land Party is this weekend. So Saturday through Sunday. Saturday will be kind of closed to the public. We'll be closed for people coming in and gaming, but we'll be open for people to come in and check it out and see what's going on, and hopefully pledge a little bit of money towards some of the gamers that are going to be there. I think we have 2 spots left. One BYOPC slip spot and one of our computer spots. And that will be filled up soon, definitely. We already have an interest for one of our computers, and I'm going to announce that we have one open BYOPC spot after this vlog. And so that's going to be totally filled up, which is awesome. I honestly didn't know if we were going to fill up this year. It was making me nervous in the beginning when not a lot of people were there, but people came together, and people who raised more than enough, they also came together, and they're getting their friends involved, and they're coming together as a community, which is awesome. I love it when the community gets together like this and does a lot of good stuff for charity. And one of the things that came up was that I wanted to have dinner there available, because like we have snacks, we have chips, we have stuff like that, but it's not really food items. It's like not substance. I'm trying to fix that. But what I wanted to do was have food trucks there for dinner, midnight snack, and breakfast. I feel like that's one of the best aspects of an Extra Life event for 24 hours is having those options in the middle of the night. When you get like what about midnight snack? What about second dinner? And I reached out to a bunch of food trucks, and either they didn't reply or they were busy. And so I don't know if that's because we just didn't have enough people that they were interested in, that they weren't interested in you. It's just the amount of people that we had might not have been enough. I don't know what it was, but that kind of fell through. So today, what I'm going to do is for dinner, I'm going to buy a bunch of Costco pizzas, and we're just going to sell them as a donation type thing, and hopefully we can make our money back. We'll just put like a little suggested donation for it. And then for midnight snack, I'm gonna have a platter of Subway sandwiches that I'm gonna get. So I'll get a lot. I'll make sure I get some veggies, veggie one, and maybe I'll get like a salad with it. And this way, if you can't have gluten, you can at least have some salad. And then for breakfast, I'm still trying to figure that out. Worst case scenario, I will go to McDonald's and I will buy a crap ton of breakfast sandwiches, and I'll make it work. That's the one thing that I can say I'm good at, is making things work, taking a not great situation and trying to make it as best as I can. And honestly, I think it's going to work out better. I like food trucks, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, something about those options I like. So hopefully you'll like them too, and hopefully it works out. And hopefully I have enough time to order Subway. Like I said, I'm gonna get on that today for Saturday. And then speaking of getting out and gaming, I also wanted to. I'm gonna rewind it back to the GALP. If you're wondering what I'm going to be doing besides playing host, is I'm going to be setting up a stream at the front desk where if you have challenge stuff that you need to get done, if you raise up a certain amount where you have to do something, you can do it on our camera. I'm going to have the DSLR there, and we're going to be streaming, and you can actually do this on camera. And I'll put up your donation link, maybe even a QR code or whatever, and hopefully people will donate to you. while you do whatever the thing is that you wish to do on live on stream. So we'll see if that works. Hopefully it does. And then that main area, our social area, is going to be just that. This time it's going to be a social area where you can stop gaming and be social. Socialer. It's a word. And it's going to be loud. And you can hang out and get away from gaming. Because 24 hours of gaming is, while doable, it's not the best. I'm not going to say that's the best, but it's not always ideal. Sometimes you just need to stop gaming, get up, stretch out, eat a meal, and you don't want to be doing that on the computer or next to the computer, whatever it is. So we're gonna have a little social area where you can just get away from the computers and chill out for a little bit. And yeah. So moving on, I set up a test league. We're going to be testing. Because I think it's also something that we need here in Alaska that we don't have, that a lot of the other places have, is a esports league. Just like bowling, just like, I guess, football, I don't know, sports. Leagues I just think are fun. I was in a bowling league when I was younger, and I feel like that's just a fun way to do like a weekly tournament almost, that's a league. And so we set up a Fortnite league. It's going to be a test one in December for all of December except for the Tuesday near Christmas. We're not going to do that Tuesday. And you come in, you play a certain number of games, and you have fun, right? That's what gaming should be about. And then at the end of our test league, basically whoever's the highest score, we'll give you some free 1 hour free cards, maybe a day pass. But then in January we'll start our actual league if everything works out in December. And what I want to do, what my goal would be, is to, on a quarterly basis, whatever the event is coming up that quarter, we'll give you a free ticket to that event. Like let's just use Arctic Comic Con. I think that's pretty much the next one that's coming up, big event at least. And so what I would do is, if at the 3-month mark, your team is ahead, you guys get free tickets to SensiCon or Arctic Comic Con or whatever it may be. And I think that'd be a fun way to get people together. I think that'd be a fun way to get teams together, get them participating in things, and an incentive for those teams to also play in the bigger events, the bigger tournaments. We'll see. What if I hold it up like this? That would get tiring. I need to get a tripod thingy. I don't have anything on this camera today. I have a shotgun mic and my quick mount that I'm holding it by, which is not ideal. So if you like the league idea, let me know. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can join it if you want. We had one guy actually show up to the tournament because he thought it was a tournament on Tuesday. I was like, no, you have to read the event, read the description. Do me that favor, and because you'll find out real quick that it's in December and not this month. I think sign-ups close towards the end of the month, and hopefully we get enough people, and that'll be a lot of fun. And I really hope that you guys like this style blog. I'm sure I'm going to look at it later and go, what was I thinking? But I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to be uncomfortable, because one of the other things that I've been working on a video for wireless gaming and how we can make it a little bit faster, and I've redone that episode 3 times. Every single time I've hated it, and I've scrapped it and tried doing it again. So hopefully doing the style blogging will make me more comfortable with that aspect. I lose my train of thought, and it just goes downhill from there, and I think it's terrible. But maybe that's the style I have to be comfortable with doing. Alaska is beautiful, let me tell you. So with that, I hope to see you guys out here for Extra Life this weekend. I hope we raise a lot of money for Extra Life for kids here in Alaska. And I'll catch you later. So it's cold, and this whole blog I've just been walking around, and I don't know where I'm at. So If you guys see this blog like 10 years from now, that's what happened to me. I froze to death. You guys still here? Blog's over. Why don't you check out one of these other one of our episodes over here somewhere, right there. This one. This one's a good one. Trust me. Time to take a shower. Blog's over.